In today's video, I'm bringing you along and sharing my favorite Kirkland's decor pieces that I know we can make on a budget. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am trying to do some Kirkland's inspired DIYs. Kirkland's is putting out their fall decor and it is so beautiful, but there are a few pieces that are super pricey that I know we can create using Dollar Tree items, so that would make it a lot less. I'll be sharing some of my favorite pieces in this video and how I am recreating them. But this is a super exciting video. Not only is it my first fall DIY video on my channel, but it is also a collaboration with my sweet friend Sarah Jane over from the channel Chic on the Cheap, and I'm sure all of you already know Sarah Jane. She is a super talented, sweet DIY creator right here on YouTube, and she puts out a ton of DIY content using Dollar Tree items. She also does like life hacks or organization videos and always has like the best content. So already a channel that I absolutely love watching and would recommend to anyone that is wanting another DIY creator to follow. I will leave a link to her channel down below, and then she also today is creating some Kirkland's dupes DIYs slash inspired DIYs, so I'll put that video in the description as well. So definitely go check her out. I know that you all are gonna love her channel. She is already putting out a ton of fall content. I already feel like I'm behind and I need to hurry up and catch up and get some more fall stuff put out, but she has a ton of fall already coming out and it is just gorgeous. And then she also does like Walmart clothing hauls, and I always buy something like every time that she puts out one of those from Walmart. So just really fun content. I know you guys are gonna love her channel. Like I said, I'll leave it down below. After this video, go ahead and check out her Kirkland's DIY video. I'll leave that down in the description as well. And if you are coming over from Sarah Jane's channel, hello, my name is Katelyn and this is Krafts by Katelyn, and I absolutely love to DIY and craft. I make a lot of cutesy farmhouse crafts in neutral colors, but this time of year I put out a ton of colorful fall content as well as farmhouse fall. But as always with any DIY or craft, you definitely can make it your own and paint it any color that will match your home style. But I'm so happy that you are here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, make sure you are subscribed, and let's go ahead and jump on into this video. This is the first thing I'm going to be recreating. I thought this was gorgeous when I saw this at Kirkland's. It is just this beautiful centerpiece in this wooden box, and it was originally $69.99, so I am going to try to make this on a budget, but I thought it would be really fun to try to make this out of Dollar Tree items. So to go ahead and get started, I needed to create that wooden box, and the only thing that Dollar Tree had that was close to that was these small little crates or wooden boxes, and I needed 6 of them to put them together. So I do end up hot gluing these together. I did rearrange them a little bit to make sure that the lines would kind of match up as close as possible, and then after gluing these together, it creates like this really nice wooden box, and you're not going to be able to tell that it's going to have all those dividers in the center. I didn't like how it had the little handles or those little holes at each end, so I did want to cover those over. So using some of my jumbo popsicle sticks, I go ahead and just mark them where I need to cut them, and then cut them with a pair of scissors. Usually whenever I do cut these popsicle sticks with scissors, whatever is on the right side of the scissors is going to kind of crack and break, so just keep that in mind whenever you are cutting these. I go ahead and hot glue these down onto the bottom and then one at the top, and it just really camouflages it in, especially after I paint it. So after I got this a pretty good size, I was so excited with how it was coming together. I even think it looks more beautiful whenever I do paint this gray, because it gives it that farmhouse look. But definitely feel free to use any colors in this project that matches your home. I'm using this steel color in the Waverly chalk paint. It's like a medium gray color, and the actual one in the Kirkland's photo or video was actually kind of distressed with a little bit of white, so you can choose to do that. I'm choosing just to leave it the gray because I think it already looks good as it is. And then I found this little dream sign at Dollar Tree, and it's going to work as the little platform to kind of hold up everything. And then I cut down some of those styrofoam cubes so that I could fit those down in there, and then all of my leaves and flowers that I'm going to be adding in won't sink to the bottom, and then glue that little plank in the center. by painting that plank, it's going to go ahead and just camouflage that in. I want as less colors as possible in this main piece so that whenever I am adding on top the greenery and the glass that you're going to be able to see through, it's just a nice solid neutral color. I'm actually using this pumpkin from last year. I think it came from Target Dollar Spot and it's all scratched up, so I thought it would be perfect to kind of camouflage it in this as the centerpiece. I pick up a couple of Dollar Tree's little candle holder glass containers, and I put those on each side, and then a couple of the burlap pumpkins from Dollar Tree, and then I have some burlap leaves. The ones in the package are from Dollar Tree, and then the other ones are from Hobby Lobby, I believe. But go ahead and just kind of tuck them around to fill in those holes, and I do want this to kind of go in every direction so that it really looks nice and full. And then I just feel like this is the most fun part. I added some of those Dollar Tree white berries and just tuck them all around. I kind of make sure that everything is symmetrical, but kind of just eyeballing it and see where it needs to go. And then I pick up my lamb's ear from Walmart, but it's so beautiful and nice quality and perfect just to tuck down into those large spaces. And then I go in with those little Dollar Tree sunflowers that I feel like made the entire thing. They just look so adorable and add that cute little fall touch to it. But I think this turned out really pretty. It's a neutral color, so like I said, the one in the video that I showed you from Kirkland's does have more of an orange color, but I am doing this to match my farmhouse decor. I love doing a mixture of farmhouse and a lot of fall colors. If you wanted this to be in the center of the table, I would recommend adding some extra burlap pumpkins on that side. I'm going to set this against the wall on a table, but this is what it looks like and how it came together, and I think it is a gorgeous piece and such a fun project to kick off my fall DIYs. Next up, we are recreating this white pumpkin trio. I think this is a gorgeous neutral farmhouse piece that was really fun to create. So at first I needed some pumpkins. I'm sharing with you what they look like last year versus this year. They made some upgrades. I'm going to be using both of these pumpkins are from this year, and then using a wooden cutout pumpkin, and then this little oval because the pumpkin isn't really long enough to go behind these pumpkins, so I'm going to kind of camouflage that in and make this look like a larger pumpkin. And then I'm using a stained piece of wood that I used on a previous project, and I cut this down to size so that I would have a stand for these to stand up on. I go ahead and remove all the 3D pieces from these pumpkins. I like to keep everything so I can always use that on future craft projects, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint everything with my white chalk paint. I'm going to be adding some dry brushing on top of these pumpkins, but I wanted this to be very light, so I'm mixing a little bit of my mineral color chalk paint with some white color, and that gives it a very pale beige, and just going to kind of go in the shape of the pumpkin to give these not only like a little bit of a rustic look, but kind of a little bit of dimension and make them look like real rounded pumpkins. I go ahead and do that on all pieces, and like I said, just kind of following the shape of each of the pumpkins. I have one of these metal welcome signs, which is perfect because that's what was on the Kirkland's pumpkin. And then they had these little brown kind of notches all the way around the pumpkin, these little groove looking things, almost like it had kind of been cut out with like a routing machine or something. So I go ahead and just take a rounded end brush and kind of make that same design. I think you kind of get the same effect and it looks really nice. I was worried about it at first, what it was going to turn out to be like, but I go ahead ahead and do that on all 3 pumpkins, and I really like how it gives it dimension and makes it take more of a shape. And then also the 3 pumpkins in the photo had 3 of the buffalo check ribbon, so I think this also adds a lot of detail. And then I thought this was so funny. I picked up these little wooden leaves from Hobby Lobby, and it says 6 on the package. I didn't even notice at first, but they only gave me 3. So I'll have to check back in there and pick up some more and make sure that they are right or packaged correctly. So I go ahead and I paint these leaves with this silver spray paint, and I do want to camouflage that center. So at first I thought I was just going to hot glue a leaf in the center, and then I just didn't love it. So I do go ahead and camouflage that with some florals later on. But first I needed these to stand up on this stand. So I go ahead and hot glue them down, and then I stack up several of these tumbling tower blocks behind it so it will have a lot of support. After I got the large pumpkin glued down in the back, like I said, I just need to camouflage that little groove. You can tell that it's glued on top of each other. So I'm using one of these Walmart picks that were 98 cents. I think these are so beautiful, and I think I talked about these in my last video, but they are so fun. I went ahead and took the green pumpkin off, and I'll definitely save that for a different project, but I go ahead and just hot glue that down in place, as well as a couple of pine cones, so that it does camouflage the bottom of that pumpkin. It does look a little bit different than the Kirkland's one, but I still think it is really pretty and made into a unique piece. And then next up, I'm going to create this little wooden tray with this floral raffia wheat floral or decor inside of it. So I first needed a tray, and Dollar Tree, this is perfect because Dollar Tree has these little plastic trays out right now. I want to give it a little bit of a faux wood look. I didn't try super hard to make it look realistic, but I go ahead and just get rid of that gold with some mineral color beige paint, and then I distress it with some truffle color brown paint and just kind of brush that all over. I think it just gives it a nice little wood look, and I like to call these DIYs inspired instead of dupes, because I'm not trying to make them look exactly. I'm just trying to find a cheaper way to find like the same style decor on a budget. I also am going to be using these glass containers, these little squares from Dollar Tree, and I took them outside and sprayed them with some of this hammered silver, but I know this can be kind of pricey, so if you want to get just some cheap silver spray paint, you can definitely kind of just dab on some elephant color paint and make it look galvanized yourself. And then the ones in the photo had some little raffia bows, so I go ahead and just make mine out of twine. I bought some raffia and I cannot find it at this second, so I'm going to have to look really hard for it. But you'll see why also I didn't want to use raffia, because I purchased this wheat from Walmart to put in these containers, and I just felt like it just matched too well. So the twine kind of contrasts a little bit, being darker, and just looks nicer than I feel like if I would have used the raffia bows. But these little wheat picks from Walmart are really inexpensive and were beautiful. I know in the Kirkland's one, they all 3 had different colors, but I think this was beautiful, and I just went ahead and tucked that down in there. It has neutral colors and it looks gorgeous, and you could definitely tuck in any kind of floral that you would like, whether that is sunflowers or some orange sleeves, but I just think it is beautiful, especially popping off some of your orange decor. Thank thank you all for coming along and joining me today. I had a lot of fun putting together these Kirkland's DIYs. I'll definitely be buying stuff from Kirkland's anyways, but these larger projects that I know we can create using some cheaper items are just fun to put together and save your money for pieces that you can't really create, whether that's like something metal or something like bigger, like a piece of furniture. But I always like to recreate these. And then don't forget about my sweet friend Sarah Jane from Chic on the Cheap. I'll leave a link down in the description to her channel as well as her video that she made today, and I am super excited to see all of her DIYs as well. So go check her out. She's super talented and I love watching her channel so much if you are looking for another DIY creator. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting. Bye!